So the way that I look at, interpret, and understanding the state of current events, let's say, is that this reality that we call being human has a primary feature that it needs polarization. It's as though we come into a world of where the education here is based on polarization. The experience, the way we interpret experience, is based on polarities. How do we know what is light? We know what is light because of dark. How do we know what is pleasure? We know what is pleasure because of pain. We know what is up because there's a down. There's no absolute up. We're on a round planet, so anywhere you point is up. That means the guy on the opposite side of the planet is pointing, to me, he's pointing down, and he says it's up. I can point up because I'm down. People say I'm tall. I'm only tall to some people. So this is a world of polarization. And that's how we develop our knowledge and our understanding of how to function here. Now, presumably, we're going into a higher reality where perhaps, at least for some people, the potential learning of polarization will no longer be necessary. And as I see it, in order to kind of transition into that higher state, what's available through polarization is intensifying. So we see there's greater polarization, seemingly, than there was in the past. So to me, that's a sign that we're completing the education that's potential through polarization. Maybe not for all the inhabitants of the planet, but for those who choose to have it so, it's an opportunity to complete the educational level that's available with polarization. Maybe that's graduating from high school and we're going on to college or whatever. Or maybe it's kindergarten. I guess it depends on how big a vision you have about the infinite potential that we have. So polarization, part of polarization in the past has had to do with power and control and domination. And for that to be effective, it needs fear. If somebody or some power can generate great fear in your system, they have power over you. They have control over you. Because fear reduces us. It reduces our awareness. It reduces our potential. Puts us into a fight, flight, or freeze state, a survival state. So if we're going to truly transition, that means we need to go beyond that. We need to come into a phase where we begin to see, the minute you begin to see that this reality is constructed such that polarization is a dominant theme, the minute you begin to see that, there arises a question, well, what would be beyond polarization? What would it be like if we're not dependent on polarities in order to acquire knowledge, in order to function, in order to live? So you can start to see that would most likely necessarily go into a reality in which the predominant mode of interacting with other beings is not from power or force or domination, but would be through compassion. So it's as though the world has been shall we say, signed up for a reality of power and domination, and that we're shifting to a world whose predominant feature will be compassion, caring, understanding, cooperation. That would be, I think, a major shift in world consciousness. So there's so much more potential when we begin to cooperate and live under the, let's say, the predominant feature of compassion, and an understanding that we don't need polarization to develop. We need a deeper understanding of our nature of connectivity and the benefit and the great value of working cooperatively and collectively for the betterment of all beings.